Mine is Brian Asselin. I don't know why I waved. Yeah, I'm really a saxophone player at the end of the day, but I'm also a songwriter and a band leader, and I run a project called the Commotions, which I manage and I arrange and I write for. I have other writers in the band as well, but we are a 12-piece. I don't know. I always kind of change the genre. We are, like a retro soul or retro pop band, kind of reminiscent of, the golden Motown era. But I try to bring in elements of pop music today because I listen to a lot of pop music. And with a horn section too, because I play horn and I want to play in the band, so I have to write horn lines. And outside that, I'm an educator, so I teach at Algonquin College full time in the music industry arts program, which is really a lot of fun. And I teach a variety of subjects there, but mostly, music theory, the fun stuff. And then, I am a cat owner, and live in Ottawa. Got 2 kids, keep me very busy. That's about it.
Kids always keep you busy.
They do keep me busy. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys done any, you haven't done any live streams or online performances?
No, it's really tricky. I mean, like we released New Suit um during quarantine, but it's a tune that we've been playing, for a while. So we were able to do it, and then I released a couple Christmas tunes. Again, we've been playing them for a while. So I mean, we have 2 albums out and 2 singles, and then but I have enough material for a full length album because I've been writing the entire quarantine with my co-writers, and everything's arranged, and we're even getting a wicked arranger from the States, from California, who's written some arrangements for us, and he does arrangements for like Tower of Power, and that's one of my favorite bands of all time. So getting him on board is like a dream come true. And so anyway, going back, I have enough tunes for Volume 3. It's just like, when can I get the band safely together, right? So
Record it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we're such a big band and we have horn players, it makes things much more difficult, just to make sure that everybody's safe all the time.
So how do you guys
So
record all together with like, do you separate in different groups, like the horn section at one point and then the singers and
absolutely,
okay.
100%, yeah. So we would, but the thing is that we've never played these new tunes before that I've written along with my co-writers. So we have to play them a little bit. I need like a big rehearsal before we can get in the studio. So I don't know. I mean, I have a couple cards up my sleeve to release some things before Volume 3 comes out. But I don't know how that's going to work yet. So I'm still trying to brainstorm some ideas.
Pretty
Yeah,
tough with a big band like that.
it's a big band,
Yeah.
12 people, like 5-piece horn section, 3 singers, and a full rhythm section. So I need that to capture that sound that I'm trying to capture, right? That whole kind of Motown-esque kind of sound. So I need all those people. And I mean, outside of that, we have a full string section on the last album, and we'll have one on this album too. So, I think on the last album we had, with special guests, I think we had between 25 and 30 musicians. And then this will be the same for sure,
It's
right?
intense.
So yeah, it's pretty intense. Yeah. So it's a lot of production, a lot of thought, a lot of organizing has to happen beforehand, but that's what I love. So just take it day by day, and I'm gonna keep writing. And I'm figuring that we probably will get together in the fall. I'm hoping, once we get the vaccine and we can all be in the same room, and then I'm just going to go crazy, and we're
Yeah.
gonna release an album, and it's gonna be awesome.
And now that hopefully the weather's gonna get warmer soon too, so we can at least be outside and do stuff because staying inside all day, you don't want to be outside in this cold weather with people too long. So
No,
yeah,
especially, I mean, Are you getting the snowstorm that we're getting tonight? I mean,
Yeah,
we're
overnight.
getting like
Yeah,
25 centimeters of snow by tomorrow morning or something like that. Like it's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, I was gonna ask you about some recent projects you've done through quarantine, but so
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah. So we did New Suit, which was it's a tune that I co-wrote with our main vocalist Jeff Rogers, and it's my tribute to like I grew up watching Saturday Night Live, and such a great show. And the band, I was obsessed with the band on Saturday Night. So this is like my tribute to Saturday Night Live band. And it's a kind of like a, I always say it's like a James Brown meets Saturday Night Live band. And it's about, wearing a suit makes you like the best version of yourself. So it's just about a tune about, confidence, really. It's at the end of the day, it's a song about confidence. And then it features this wicked saxophonist from New York City, Augie Bello, and he's my Lenny Pickett on the track, who's this sax player for Saturday Night Live. So anyway, yeah, and he's wicked. So it was an honor working with him, and he's such a nice guy.
yeah.
And because of that, now we're friends, which is amazing. Like he's just so great. I can't wait to go to New York and actually meet him and take a lesson.
Super cool. So before the song, you guys didn't really know each other, or how did that work?
No. So I've been, Instagram's an amazing thing for musicians. So, I end up, networking with a lot of musicians on Instagram. And to be honest, I networked him just mainly for a lesson. And we kind of got together and it was so much fun. And then I wrote this track and I was like, man, this has got Augie written all over it. So I asked him and he totally said yes, he'd love to do it. So I sent him the track and that was it. Yeah. The power of the internet. You don't even
So it
have to
was
be
all
in the
done through
same
internet.
country. Yeah, you don't even like. I mean, I gave him the track and he recorded at his house, and then and that's pretty much how New Suit came together because I was able to get the rhythm section together, which was cool, all with masks and safe, distance. But everybody else recorded separately, and most of them in the safety of their own homes, except for the vocals. I did that at Audio Valley, which was so much fun, and we did that and with Steve Foley and with Becky and Jeff, and it was a great time. Again, safely, socially distanced. So, yeah.
Pretty cool how you put a song together with like not even seeing each other and
Yeah. Well, that's the last. Well, I mean, I saw everybody, not everybody. I saw some people for the Christmas single, but our last gig as the Commotions was actually a year ago.
Monday.
Was it Monday? Yeah, a year ago Monday. Yeah, yeah. Which is today, right? Like you mean like Monday today? A year ago
Next
today?
week. So like the Monday the 22nd.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was the
Because
day
it was
before
on
Mardi Gras,
the
right?
22nd, the Saturday. It's like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a
And
year
that
ago.
was actually my last show
Uh,
before this whole thing started.
yeah, it's
My
crazy. I
last
mean,
concert, like last concert.
yeah, we had no idea at that point it was going to be our last show for an entire year. So we're all itching to get back for sure.
Yeah. I'm super glad
Yeah.
to say that that was my last show because it was such a great one.
Oh, it was super fun. Super
Super
fun.
fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I want to ask you about, I know that there's a song that you came out with a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, that has been quite viral and that I
Yeah, I was pretty
love
lucky with it.
and that I shared with a few people at work because I work at a school.
Yeah.
And there's merch and stuff. So you want to,
Sure, absolutely.
yeah.
So,
And
you
the
know,
inspiration also, like how you came up with it and everything, because it's really good.
yeah. Um, I mean, the inspiration behind the song, I mean, I've always been a musician and an educator, always, my whole life. So, I got my bachelor's in music, and I toured for a bit, and I always wanted to get back to teaching. So I did my bachelor of education. I went back to school, and during teachers college, one of the assignments, it was a very creative kind of open class, and one of the assignments was just an open creative, you tell me your thoughts on teaching or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'll write a song. This will be fun. And like, I've written a couple tunes prior to then, but I wasn't really I wasn't nowhere near a songwriter. I was a saxophonist who wrote the occasional song. So anyway, I wrote this tune, and then I brought it to Eric DeSero, who sings on the track, uh, and um, and we collaborated together on it, and it was a lot of fun. And it was mainly for the assignment, right? And I sent it in, and I got really good feedback from University of Ottawa. So I was like, oh, I'll put it online, like whatever. And I put it online, and then 10 years later, it's got like 4 million views almost, I think, and
Wow.
which is crazy on YouTube. And it's not actually that number that gets me. It's the number of people that are covering it. Like there's
Yes.
so many people that are singing the song, or like choirs singing the song, and it's totally surreal to me because like at the end of the day, I'm a saxophonist that lives in Ottawa, and I wrote this tune to help celebrate teachers, and the reason why I
And the
wrote it is
name of
because
the
I've had
song
really
is?
great teachers. Oh yeah, it's called "You Have Made a Difference." Yeah, yeah, it's a song for teachers, and it's "You've Made a Difference," and it actually turned into a bit of an anthem for teachers around the world, which is crazy to even say that. It sounds
So, like,
crazy,
how far
but
across
it
the world
has.
has it traveled?
Oh, I mean, I've seen, countless people perform it in choirs in India. I've seen the Philippines, all over the states. It's crazy, just nuts. Even some schools in Africa that use the song. It's mind blowing how far it's gone. I mean, I just uploaded on YouTube to see what would happen, and then this happened. So I've always wanted to come up with merch for it, and I was able to connect with the company that does my website, Bandzoogle, and a great company, and they collaborated with Printful, which is like a dropship company. So they do all my stuff, and I don't have to have any merch at my house. We live in a small house, so we have no room for merch, and I don't have to mail it. I don't have to do anything. So people just go on the website, brianasselinmusic.com, and go to the store, and there's shirts, there's t-shirts, pillowcases, a whole bunch of stuff. Some of it has like the lyrics on it, and some of it, yeah, it's all kind of different. Uh, and we're so happy to release it now. All the sweaters and everything. And you got one, so that's really
I
cool.
got
So
one. I
thank you.
did, and
Yeah.
people liked it already at work when I wore it.
Oh, that's nice. That's very cool. Yeah.
It was really fun
Yeah.
to like show it off.
Oh, excellent. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put up a new design like maybe a week and a half ago, or maybe a little longer than that, but of like more or less like the lyrics of the song, but all jumbled together.
Cool.
So I did that because I did the same thing with the Commotions, and then that tune
So
I did
it's
that for
true.
the
You got merch for
Commotions
the
was
commotions
Believe.
too that you did. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so I did the same thing with a tune we wrote called "Believe in Yourself," and
My friend made this
then
for
I
me, by
did
the
like,
way.
oh yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, I got it
Yeah,
for my birthday.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going back to the song. It was just, it is surreal to think about how far it's gone, and yeah, it's really neat. It's really neat to see it come to life like that.
And I just started off as a small project.
Start off a project for school. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then a couple years ago, it was featured on Diane Sawyer's Late Night News on NBC, and yeah, it just kind of picked up, and yeah, really thankful for that. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were saying you have the merch for the commotions for Believe in Yourself. What inspired you to do that song out of the one?
Oh, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the merch for
The
that
merch.
song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's probably the 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 most, besides Loving You, it's probably like, to me as a songwriter, like the most sentimental song on the record. Because I literally wrote it just looking at myself in the mirror, like trying to tell myself to believe in myself. And that's really where that song came from. So hoping that that song would connect with other people as much as it connected with me, I thought
I
that would
think
be the song. to put like lyrics on a t-shirt. I can't
Yeah.
really think about another one on the record that I would, besides Loving You, which is a tune I wrote for my brother and his wife. But I can't really think of other songs on that record that I would put lyrics on a t-shirt.
Hmm.
Because some of them like, like Bad Girls about confidence, but it's probably not something I would put on a t-shirt. Good Enough, same thing, about confidence. A lot of songs I write are about confidence, and
Hmm.
Believe in Yourself is about confidence,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
do really connect with the both songs that you did put on the merch. So I was just curious why those
Hmm.
ones, but I do really connect with them too. So I understand.
Yeah, yeah. I was just trying to think about like what would people wear on a t-shirt, you know, and those two songs are the ones that kind of came out, to me anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I definitely
absolutely.
see why.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
songs. They really are great
Oh,
songs.
thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were a lot of fun to write.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. I mean, and like seriously, I don't know where I'd be today without that teacher song. Only because it kind of started me as a writer.
Hmm.
I never really thought of myself as a writer. So like, just before the commotions, just writing these random pop tunes. And I always collaborated with Eric because he's amazing. But like we wrote a tune called "I Will Remind You," and it's a tune about Alzheimer's because my uncle suffered from Alzheimer's. And then we wrote a tune called "Pay It Forward," which is obviously about paying it forward. And then we wrote a tune called "Through Your Eyes," which I dedicated to my parents. And then like it did like a bunch of like pop tunes that I wrote, which kind of paved the way for the commotions, because I was confident as a songwriter because of all those releases. Not like I ever got success from those releases, but just having them written
Yeah.
and being proud of myself for doing that,
And
I
how
was
long
able
ago
to
did
take
all
that.
those, like, did you write all those?
Um, so started in 2010 with "You Have Made a Difference." That was my first, and then everything after that was, you know, just writing countless songs and then picking the best ones and then recording them. So the first Commotions record came out in 2013, which is crazy to say, but or 2014. So I guess between 4 years, between 2010 and between 2014,
Wow.
I released like I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 songs, maybe. Yeah, like "Haunted House" was a tune I wrote way before the Commotions, and then we just released it with the Commotions. And then same with "Through Your Eyes." I collaborated with Eric on that one, and then we redid it for the Commotions.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of neat. Then
To be honest, actually, I didn't even hear of that song until I saw the merch. And when I saw that you made that post about your new website,
yeah,
that's when I heard the song. And as a teacher, when I listened to it, I
yeah,
was emotional. It was amazing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
It
all
really tugs the
teachers should take a
heartstrings.
listen to it if they haven't
Yeah, it
yet.
really tugs at those heartstrings for educators. Especially more so now than ever,
Yeah,
just because
especially.
of what educators are facing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I'm gonna share it with a lot more people at work because
Oh, thank you.
yeah, yeah, it was really
Thank
great.
you. Thank
So
you very much.
great job.
Yeah.
Um, Another question I was curious about is, I mean, quarantine now, it's almost a year. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering what are some of the things you missed the most from before this all happened?
Some before.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I miss? I mean, obviously playing. That would be number one. I miss hanging with the band. I mean, the coolest thing about, the Commotions anyway is that they're really all my best friends. So just hanging with them, being in the same room with them is something I really miss. Or, going out for a drink after rehearsal. You know, that's things that I really do miss. I mean, some things I discovered, during quarantine that I'm going to keep doing, and that's the importance of family.
Mm,
I think we all kind of discovered that over quarantine. Uh, so I definitely want to, keep doing that.
For
And
sure.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about, you know, balance, I think.
Yeah.
Because I definitely, before the balances were tipped, where I was very busy. I would never say no, and I was constantly out. But you know, after COVID, it's going to be, you know, a little different. Still play, still push the commotions as much as I can, and still play with other really great bands. But you know, more balanced.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And just one more thing
Yeah,
before we finish off. Um,
sure.
any upcoming plans for the band?
So I don't know. Like, you know, we're supposed to be booked on a couple festivals this year. Whether or not they go through, like I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, you know, we have one, two songs ready to go to be recorded. So I may try to just record everybody individually and see what happens. And then I may wait. I mean, so it's really hard to say, but we've made a lot of really great contacts on the business side. You know, I started a record label, which the Commotions is now under, called Yow Records, with my brother and Colin Mills, who's my music guru, and I work with him at Algonquin College. So we started our own label, which the Commotions are on, and we're definitely going to be releasing other artists as well, which we're very excited about. Um, and you know, I think right now what we're trying to focus on is the next the next record or the next single, right? And you know, the business of music has changed so much that it's, in terms of releasing music, it's far better to release singles than a record, because if
Mhm.
you record a record, you know, one or two songs are your singles, and then the rest of the record kind of slips by and nobody really notices it. So it's much better to have like a release. You know, if you got 12 tracks, release a tune a month for a whole year, right? Because that's a lot of buzz.
Mhm.
So, you know, I think we're definitely going to do that. And so hopefully start releasing music in the fall. I hope before, like the soonest I can, I'm going to.
Yeah.
But it's really just getting everybody together and getting all the ducks lined up, because I don't want the recording to sacrifice anything or the sound to be sacrificed. So just making sure that we have all the proper recording techniques and the proper production that's happening, but also making sure my string arranger can get the tracks and he can get like a string section together, and then we could again be in a studio, in a nice beautiful studio with that
Yeah.
open sound. So there's a lot that needs to come together for us to be able to do that. But I think that, I mean, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve, releasing tunes that we've already released but in video,
Cool.
you know. So we're just about to drop um our new suit video. We did two videos, which are not released yet. So we have a fan video, which we're holding on to, but we also have a video that was choreographed professionally. So we'll be releasing that in the next couple weeks. So that's pretty exciting.
That's cool.
So that'll be released again under Yow Records, and we'll release that on all the platforms. So we'll release it on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and things like that. So, and it looks amazing. So I can't wait to show everybody that one.
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty exciting. So once that happens, we'll get, you know, hopefully a bit of buzz around that, and then and see what the next stage is. Absolutely.
Cool. And hopefully we'll
Yeah,
be back in person soon.
I hope so. I absolutely do hope
Yeah.
so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I covered everything I wanted to ask you. Was there anything else you
Cool.
wanted to?
This is great. I'm happy. Happy as a clown.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining again.
All right. Yeah, no worries.
It was so great talking. And I
Yeah,
wish you best of luck with everything that's coming up.
absolutely. You too.